it's like your career's only going to last another 6 months. How did you have that courage to say, no, 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 I need to do this? Like, where did that come from? And
I think that it's interesting. Like, I've never thought about it that way, to be completely honest with you. I just knew that if I had gone any further, that I was going to lose myself. I was at that I was on the teeter-totter edge of that point where, had I gone any further, I was probably not going to be great. It was so important to me to feel good that I just knew that it was something that I had to do. And I can't say, like, you're absolutely right. Like, there were so many people around me that had told me not to say no and told me not to say no, told me not to stop. I fought my way out of it a little bit because there were people that had worked for me that, didn't want me to stop because it might have benefited them.
of course,
But I got to that point and I just knew I had to do it. And I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, I guess.
yeah,
It was just such an unbelievable sensation that I had where I knew that if I do this, I'm going to be better for everyone. And I'm going to be better for myself, which means I'm going to be better for the people around me. And I have to do this. And so it wasn't really, I want to be able to live with happiness. God forbid any of this ever went away. And I think that that was a big moment for me of being like, I'm going to be okay if I don't get this job tomorrow. And I'm going to be okay if I don't get that job in a month. If I have to take this time to do whatever, things will come. Everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. And I had to trust that. So.
yeah. Well, to me, from the outside, and it's beautiful that you didn't see it yourself, because that
I know.
almost makes it even more wonderful. But the idea that, to me, from the outside, that's a lot of courage.
Yeah. Thank you.
It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of vulnerability and openness, and it takes courage at every level, whether someone's thinking about quitting their job to do something they love, or whether someone's trying to relocate their family and doesn't know
Right.
how, or whether someone like you is feeling success but then going, well, wait a minute. And I think in the past few years we've seen athletes and musicians and actors and people in all creative industries step back and say, well, I need to put me first.
Yeah.
And I think that that's empowering,
Mm.
because I think we hear about burnout in work culture
Yeah,
and corporate
for
culture
sure.
so often.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
what was it that you started to do at that newfound time at that time? Like, is that where was the curiosity always there and now you could actually follow it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was always there. And I had a lot of people coming to me telling me about meditation and how it changed their life and therapy and so many different things. And I was a bit overwhelmed because I was like, oh my God, what if this is going to suit me? I think it's a very personal experience. I think everybody has a very different version of all of that stuff. And so it was a little overwhelming. So I think I really just took the time to be off for a second. It was even the little things. It was like being able to go to my friend's birthday party, which I wouldn't have been able to go to before because I was working a lot.
I love hearing that, because I think that it is those simple things, like, giving yourself that space,
Yeah.
whatever it is that you needed to do
Yeah.
when you needed it. And like you said, sometimes it's like that's when all the subscribe buttons come up in front of you and it's like, try this and try